Howdy. Welcome back to Politics 805 and Beyond. I'm your host, Bruce Boyer. And today we're going to take a look at California itself as a state, where we're at politically. Here we are, April 9th, 2025. What do we get to look forward to here in 2026? So first, let's take a look at what happened in 2024 so we understand where we're at. The Republicans, we picked up 2 seats in the state legislature. Yes, we're winning. Did we? Okay, yes, the Republicans picked up 2 seats in the state legislature. Well, that means we're winning, aren't we? Not necessarily. One of the seats in Imperial Valley, so for those of you that don't know where Imperial County is out there get up on the Mexican and Arizona border out there. Yeah, beautiful part of the state, I'm told. I've been there. I don't think so. We had a Democrat legislator who apparently did an amazing job of making everybody angry, who saw another Democrat decide to run as a Republican on the basis of he's bad, I'm good, who said he's not going to caucus with the Republicans. He managed to, quote, flip that seat. Okay, so we got rid of a Democrat for a Democrat who's wearing a Republican label that will not caucus with the Republicans. Got it. All right, call that a win if you want to. I don't call it a win. All right, so what's the second seat that the Republicans flipped? Oh, well, down in Orange County. That was a big flip, wasn't that? Yes, they're retaking Orange County. Well, are they? Well, the Democrat that lost his seat isn't the first time he's lost his seat. Yes, he lost his seat in the recall in 2018. He was the one politician that the Republican Party targeted for voting for the gas tax. Yes, he was the one targeted. He was recalled. So he's out. He's gone. Republicans flipped his Senate seat. Was he really gone? Not really. Turns out they're like zombies. He came back, ran, and got elected for the state assembly. Okay, so he's not a state senator. He's a state assemblyman. Well, he managed to make a lot of enemies in the Democrat Party. And one of the enemies he made was the Cal State University Employee Union. Very powerful. He didn't support super bonus pensions for them. They wanted to send a message that says all Democrats will support that union and everything they demand. So they literally went to the Democrat Party and said, we got to take this guy out to send a message. And they went, okay, what do you need? They said, when you do the redistricting, we want you to move his assembly seat back into the same district area boundaries that he represented when he was a state senator and got recalled. Okay, that's called putting a bullseye on him. Then they went to the Republican and said, hey, we'll support you, not him, but you got to be our boy. And the Republican went, absolutely, sign me up. Where do I sign? Yes. So the Democrats took out one of their own to send a message to all the other donkeys, you will stay in line. Yes. So there's the big Republican Senate flips in the California State Assembly. Huge, right? Yeah. How do we do in Congress? Well, let's take a look at the congressional results from 2024. Well, let's see. We reelected Kiley up in District 3 and Lamalfa up at number 1 and McClintock. We lost California 13. Yeah, I know it was only by a small number of votes, like 400 and something. I know vote fraud, cheating we've done that, yes. But at the same time, the Republicans lost a congressional seat there, yes, 13. And then we lost Mike Garcia, District 27, which is North Los Angeles County, by several percentage points there. Yeah. So we lost that one. And then we lost District 45 down in Orange County. Yes, Michelle Steele lost her race by, again, a small margin. But losses are losses. So how did the Republicans do? Gosh, we lost 3 congressional seats in 2024. Wow. What does that put us down to? 11? Yeah, 14 to 11. The 11 ones that are left are not necessarily all safe either. But some of you are going to go, yes, but Trump did so much better in California. He did so much better in California. Well, did he? Let's take a look at it. So I broke down a little chart. I went through and looked at every county in California that has a population of over 100,000. We have 58 counties. I'm not going to worry about Alpine and Amador counties. We're just going to look at ones over 100,000. Okay. So how did Trump do? Well, of the counties, and there are, I think it's 20 of them on here that have a population of 100,000 or more, Trump actually did not increase in 5, and his vote from 2020 went down in 1. Well, that's very good, isn't it? Absolutely. And in 9 of these, his vote percentage increased by 5 points or more. That's good. Yes, it is. It's good. Trump overall performed better in California. Absolutely. He got 41% of the vote, as opposed to 38% in 2020. 41% is what's called a blowout. Okay? So we moved from 38 to 41. So if we can continue to move 1% a year, it means that come 2032, we could be competitive if we can maintain this pace. So maybe we can. But are we going to be competitive for 2026? We can increase, but our challenge is that our Republican or Patriot voters are voting with their feet. They're walking out of the state. People I know, they're all leaving. If they're on our side of the fence politically, they're all looking to leave, aren't they? And they tell those of us who are staying to go, you're stupid to stay. You're stupid to stay. You're stupid to stay. And once they make the decision that says they're out of here, they're checked out, they're done, they don't care. They don't care. They're heading to Idaho, they're going to Nevada, they're going to Texas or Florida, wherever they're going. Once they make that decision, they've checked out. So our problem is that we are bleeding voters because they're leaving. So we've got to recruit voters to replace the ones that leave, and then recruit more to actually make headway. This requires a party organization that is highly geared up and focused and driven and doing it. Do we see this as a Republican Party in California? There are some counties that are doing better than others, obviously. And for the most part, most of them are muddling through as best as they can. So what the Republicans are going to have to look to do is essentially don't lose more congressional seats. But the ones that we have left, those remaining ones, are fairly safe. Those, if the Dems couldn't beat them in 2024, they're unlikely to beat them in 2026. So can we retake congressional seats? That is a decision that's going to come more from the National Republican Party. There are 3 seats that the Democrats flipped here in California that are arguably flippable back. We have District 45 down in Orange County that was a vacant seat that the Republicans' big hope was to say we're gonna flip what was a vacant seat. Katie Porter resigned to run for Senate. Can that happen? That's really going to come down to a national party level. Are they going to put the money in California races? Because one congressional seat is one congressional seat, whether it's in Pennsylvania, whether it's in New Jersey, Texas, or California. That's a decision that they're going to have to make. I think they're going to have to put some support to us in California because they don't want to lose any more and picking up 3. But then maybe we're asking the wrong question. Why are we a state of 38 million that generated over 6 million votes for Trump? Why should we be looking at a national organization with people from, you pick it, Tennessee or Virginia or Iowa to help California with 38 million people? 52 congressional seats, the largest state in the nation. Why should we be looking elsewhere? I would suggest that we shouldn't. No one's going to come save us. We've got to save ourselves. We need to get it together. How do we get it together? Every county has a Republican Central Committee. Are the people in charge doing a good job? I don't know. Why don't you go check it out, visit them? If you don't think so, pitch in and help. If you think they need to be replaced, run for county central committee. Get in, pitch in. Instead of bitching and moaning and complaining, maybe you should get to work. Instead of planning your exit, maybe you should plan to fight. I don't know about you, but if I leave, I'm leaving my kids behind. I'm leaving 2 son-in-laws behind. I'm leaving 3 grandchildren behind. I'm not willing to do that. I have the ability to fight. If you have the ability to fight, maybe you should fight. My grandkids do not have the ability to fight. My kids are busy just going through life, raising grandchildren, paying bills. They do not have the ability to be engaged politically to make a big difference. Not like I do. So I'm going to stay and I'm going to fight. Will you join me? Will you stay and fight for California? Because ain't no one coming to save us. And it is very disheartening that all the people that could have stayed here and fought and turned our state around, they were cowards. They voted with their feet. And I know they all had good reasons to leave, and I'm not trying to say that in a demeaning way. But at the end of the day, they chose to vote with their feet, not stay and fight. So if you're going to stay and fight, let's do this. So thank you for staying in for this episode of Politics 805 and Beyond. We'll keep talking about more stuff that makes a difference so we can save California. I'm out.